This is really weird. All
I
right,
should actually
I say let's
start.
just get streaming
That's the plan. We're
and
already
just give
live.
people plenty of time to join the stream.
Yep. But I did post a link. So.
Uh,
No, I know.
wow.
How? I use my phone.
No. I mean, wow as in I didn't get a Discord notification for the new messages. This is fucking weird, dude.
That's wild. All right. So we're going to give everyone a couple seconds to join in. Though I'm glad people could see it.
Okay, and we've got some folks in chat too.
I love it. Love it.
Obviously, Nikita, he's one of our regulars. Good to see you here. As always, I like pointing out how similar the Flamingos and Coyotes offensive ratings are.
And actually, funnily enough, their defense.
Their defense is among the worst in the league.
Huh.
And like I said, the Flamingos defense, I don't really think is that great. I think they just look great on paper because they haven't had to play the Flamingos offense.
I mean, it helps. I will not lie. In test sims to test other things, I use the Flamingos against the Flamingos, see if that impacts things. And I will not lie. The Flamingos tend to score on the Flamingos a lot. Hello, everyone. I like how many people
Excited to be a coach next season. Interesting.
Oh, I guess Futures Friggs is Yato.
Okay.
Which is good. I think. I don't know.
They did say coach and not GM, so I wasn't sure.
I mean, different leagues have different structures.
Yeah.
I need to...
Or he could be talking about the Axis League as well. Because they use...
Nope, GM. Called it.
Okay.
All right, so
okay.
the Flamingos do have a Super Bowl uniform, which we're going to be rocking. As we wait for the others.
Is this the color rush, or is this something different?
This is something different. So I'm actually going to be working with every single team to build a color rush uniform. We have some colors, but like in terms of what the process is, it's a little bit different. It's a talk with all of them, going, do you like this? What do we need to change? What, if anything? I know,
Nice.
I'm blanking on his name all the time. Topher of the Flamingos really wants to sit down with me and work on it. All right, so our experts, they have the Flamingos winning this.
I mean, that's not a shock.
So we did pick on the stadium. I actually asked Phil because he is the home team. We are going with the Gridiron Arena because, one, it has the largest stadium capacity of everyone, and two, it's a high frame rate. This is our Super Casual Bowl. We want to make a good show. Really interesting looking at these two. Jet is on paper the better quarterback minus the awareness. Huh. Neat. Let's go.
And receivers.
You know, I'd say the receivers are actually comparable.
By the end of the year, the difference isn't as striking. But you
really
got to remember,
isn't.
Chapman and Iro sucked in the first couple of weeks.
That's true. Also, I want to point out, I love this stadium. It's a great stadium because you can see the Flamingos fans out in a fury. Also, you'll notice the new end zone design.
I tried to respond to Hydra, but obviously I can't.
What's he saying?
He said he can't join. His Discord is broken. And I wanted to let him know I was having the same problems, but it won't send.
Oh, jeez.
Yato is saying the Coyotes are winning this. It would be surprising, but also hilarious.
Robinson is going to strike first with getting Jordals, who was a big portion of the Super Casual Bowl last year, if we all recall. He's not a name that we've spoken of much. He broke out kind of in the Super Casual Bowl Season 1. There's a flag on this play. I think this one's going to be a touchdown, though. No, it's coming back against the offense.
That's a nice little...
it was a great
throw
play.
Right on the edge of the end zone.
And Davis Jimbo, though, is he going to draw first blood? Yes, he is.
That tackle, man. Like, it was on target, but...
the challenge is on target for Jimbo. You got to sort of not aim where he is, but where he's gonna be 2 seconds from now.
And as Phantom points out, this will be Jimbo's last game in the Flamingos uniform.
Although I won't lie, having designed the Wallabies uniforms already, they look good. They're not as bright and striking. Ooh, Marvin Jett under pressure and just throws it short.
Oof, I've seen so many interceptions happen on throws like that.
I've seen so many interceptions happen nearly there. So now 0-2. This is not the start the Yotes want if they want to make a play. But Jalen Smith keeps him alive.
On another risky throw, it should be pointed out.
I mean, this is kind of it, though. Jalen Smith is one of those guys who, on those risky throws, I would trust.
His stats really are amazing, especially when you look at how few drops he had this year.
He is honestly one of the he is one of the people that will be surprised if he isn't first or second in the wide receiver of the year voting.
Yeah, I know he was up there in mine.
And they're gonna punt.
Ooh.
The Flamingos get the stop after 4 passes, but this one's gonna be a little too far, and oof, it's gonna be a touchback. Shouldn't let my bias show. I apologize. Deebus Jimbo is going to get a first down and then some. 3 rushes, 56 yards, already on the night. Oof.
Oh, great block there.
Is that a block or a drop?
I was saying a block in pass protection.
And Jimbo's gone. This is starting to become a very one-sided game.
And yes, that was Joey Minicello, who is not only a linebacker for the Vipers, but has actually been a member of our player progression team. Great guy. Sorry to lose him on both fronts.
Oh no, that's unfortunate. They haven't had the player progression team.
Oh, Mendez almost broke out.
Yeah. And Iroh's going to take it to the house.
See, at the beginning of the season, he wouldn't have had the speed to pull that off. And that's part of why Jet suffered so much early on and has been so much better lately.
Yeah, that's true. I hear a third person. Do I hear a third person, or is it still 2? I think I'm losing my mind.
Still just us in the call.
All right. So the Flamingos have the ball. They have some good field position. Jimbo's probably going to take this one to the house again. Yep.
Oh, man. He is definitely making up for last year, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. Last year when he couldn't get anything going, he's really showing that, no, he can get them the win. And I think this was kind of the challenge, was the Coyotes needed an answer to Jimbo, which is how they beat the Flamingos last time. And that and some really lucky plays on offense. And I don't know if that's happening this time. I don't know. There's still plenty of game left. But that's not how you're going to get it done. Jimbo is very much OP. This is the joys of paying your star running back a ton of money. Jets on trouble and sacked. And a flag. Is this coming back to help the Yotes?
It was really early, so I'm thinking offsides, yeah.
So now 3rd and 8. Still not as manageable. 18 yards to go, and they're going to go a short pass to Mendez, who takes it up the sideline and is just shy.
Still, though, that was an amazing run out of
that was a
what
beautiful
should have been
play.
Just a dead reception.
And Greg Gaines is going to get the punt, which is going to get nowhere. And Jimbo is stopped.
Wow. 2 players broke through nice and early and actually managed to stop Jimbo.
And Jimbo is sort of stopped, but not really.
It's sad when you see a run like that and realize that's actually one of his shorter runs tonight.
Yeah.
Oh,
2nd and 22. So, Slash, to bring that up, like, we've looked through the depth chart. Like, I have no idea why it's not putting you a punt returner, like, in any way whatsoever. We've looked at it like 4 times over. And we are now in hero ball mode for the Coyotes.
I just like, even though it was passing, it was still fucking Jimbo. Like,
Yeah. He's really hard. I think he's going to be our Super Bowl MVP at this rate.
yeah,
Also, I want to point out that the Coyotes are on pace to give up 100 points in the Super Casual Bowl.
yeah, you beat me to it. I was gonna try to ease you into it.
Nope. I own it. It's okay.
I think you're happy about this because you're still deluding yourself into thinking that the worse the Coyotes perform here, the better the Crabs' chances in
No, I
Pete.
know better. I'm gonna blame that.
Oh,
Hickory Barnes with the pick.
are you sure? Because I'd be telling myself that right now.
No, not at all. Because it's very simple. Pryor, I love you with the tackle. If the Coyotes lose, then when we lose the World Series, I can blame Pryor and AC. It's very simple. There is no Crabs win scenario. It's just who gets blamed. Ozark with the catch.
Wow, great coverage too.
Ooh, Robinson is sacked again. So I think Robinson has been sacked more than Jet. But Jet just can't get the connections.
Well, I mean, number of snaps is definitely a factor as well.
That's true.
I don't think Jets
Ooh,
had 9
nearly a
attempts.
sack. And they're going to go for a
Ooh,
field goal. With Ripberger, not really a chance they're going to mess this up. And they don't.
mm. Those uniforms are nice. I'll give that to you, Scorp.
So, funnily enough, you are actually 0-1 in these uniforms.
Wow.
Jalen Smith with an amazing catch. They're in hero ball, so don't expect to see Mendez run.
Which, again, is a shame.
It is, but at the same time, I think Jet can possibly pull this off as he throws to McBotterson. So it's funny you say that because Jimbo is not the entire Flamingos offense, and that's what makes them so scary. Sure, so the Coyotes and the Flamingos have a very interesting history in that they don't really have, there's no real animosity between the teams. There have been
No.
actual rivalries between like teams like the Vipers and Flamingos. That said, this season I think there was a bit of a rivalry. So the first 2 games were lopsided as all get out. The Coyotes managed to give up the most points to a single team in their first time that they met against the Flamingos. That record would then be broken. What a play! What a play! Um,
So, I mean, Scorp, you're kind of valid, but as McTaggart above you said, there was a friendly Ripburger versus Colby rivalry.
right. I
There
mean,
was a somewhat less friendly
man versus
Robinson and Mann one.
yeah.
And so between the two, like, yeah, that
What
ended up
was
being.
that? The
He didn't even try to tackle.
player bumped into Jimbo and just said, "Nah, you good." And the Flamingos keep scoring. So, to answer the question, though, is to finish the story, the Coyotes would give up the first most amount of points and then break that record by giving up 3 points shy of 100 against the Flamingos, who are now no longer on pace.
And then become the only team to beat them.
And now we're back on pace. Maybe there's a flag. Ooh, that's gonna.
Oh, never mind. Phantom, take care. And it's kind of weird
Ooh.
because this year the main cause of the rivalry was gone, and yet because the Vipers were kind of rumored early on to be one of the few chances at defeating the Flamingos, there was still kind of a rivalry tension.
I'm here, cowards.
Hello.
Hey, welcome.
My Discord fixed itself.
Nice.
I've been watching the stream, and I'd just like to say, definitely wasn't stressed at all. This is exactly how I expected it to go. Please don't ask me any questions.
I will ask you every single question.
And Brazzy, to answer your question, we kind of knew they were going to fall apart. They had the retirement of their best cornerback immediately following the
Oof.
Super Casual Bowl. Their GM, oh wow,
Oh my god.
Jimbo is just Jimbo.
the GM announced that going inactive but not actually retiring.
Right.
And so took a much smaller contract. And Rune was the GM who had been a strong contender for MVP that year. And actually, I voted for Rune for MVP.
I think Rune came in second in votes for MVP and became running back of the year.
Yeah.
It was a weird situation.
It's weird because you see Jimbo this year, and I think it's very telling to say that last year
What a catch.
there was someone on the same tier.
What
Yeah.
a pass! Jesus.
And that person went inactive. The Chocobos lost their starting quarterback in a move that I think caused a lot of anger.
Hi, Hydra. I'm on stream now. I don't know why my Discord fixed itself.
And then the Chocobos kind of responded by drafting some inactive players in the draft who had high TPE. And so really a lot went wrong.
Jet is good, and I think it's kind of impressive is that even though the Coyotes have been playing hero ball, they've actually been able to pretty much get a score.
Yeah, it hasn't gotten worse.
They've been able to keep up. They need to actually stop them, which they haven't been able to do. But
so I actually talked to Jet in Discord a couple days ago and explained, it's not that he's doing poorly. It's that he sucked at the beginning of the season.
Yep.
And a lot of that was on his receivers. If you ever go back and watch the streams from the first real life week, oh, there goes Jimbo again. They got him.
They did.
From the first real life week, we would highlight Chapman's stats every game to show how many times he was targeted and how few of them ended up as completions or even drops, just to show that he didn't have the speed to run the routes. So they upgraded his speed, and then he got better. Well, then Iro was the one being overthrown because he was a brand new TE. He upped his speed. Now he starts catching long passes. By the end of the year, the Coyotes offense was actually performing well. It just took a long time to come together.
It's actually a large part of my strategy for trading out of the draft in order to get a few higher TPE players, because I bet basically that some teams that bet heavily on the draft wouldn't be good enough in time to make the playoffs, which ultimately played out with the Vipers.
I mean, we had to go 0-4 in one possession games.
That is true, but my bet did pay off.
Did.
There was a question from Brazy, Super Casual Ball Football. What position do you think the Chocobos can draft to potentially turn their season around? I think that there is no one position in this league good enough to turn a season around. Running back is the closest.
So I think there's two positions that they need, and here's how
the problem is,
here's how I build the draft for the Aztecs/Chocobos. First, let's evaluate what they're losing. They're losing Durden. They need a wide receiver.
Yep.
Chapman with the spin. They need a wide receiver and they need a running back. They're losing Rune and they're losing that. I think you get those, then you.
I think they can get a wide receiver in free agency though.
I think
if they could get a running back in free agency, that would help them tremendously as well.
I think if they can get a running back or wide receiver, that's good. And then the other thing that they have to do, and this is the big one, they have to solidify the defense. They're going to get a rookie quarterback no matter which way you look at it, probably. They're going to need a defense that can keep their rookie from playing hero ball.
And to be honest, for defense, that's where you want a lot of low-paid just actives.
And Jimbo's gone.
Oh my god, he broke like 4 tackles.
Is any man going to stop Divas Jimbo? No. The answer is no.
Not well. The thing is, no one person can, but you
Takes an
can
army.
swarm him.
That's true for a lot of running backs. The higher end running backs now all have pretty darn high break tackles, so there's no defensive scheme where one player can consistently stop them.
But if the
That's
first
true.
person can slow him down, knock him off balance, the second person will tackle him.
Yes.
Yeah, generally, it seems like the more tackles they have to break, the lower their chances are. That's how it feels, at least. That might just be probability. Jimbo for MVP? I think he might be the first unanimous MVP in the league.
Like you're talking like the league MVP. I've looked at some of the votes. He is not going to be unanimous.
Really?
Really?
I wonder who else got votes.
Yeah, I'm curious myself.
Maybe, you know what? Maybe there's some folks who voted for defense.
There are.
I could see
There are
that.
some defensive players who got votes.
Burns.
Nikita.
Probably.
Burns and Nikita. Mendez is in.
I actually, fantastic run, play there. Great yards after catch. I actually voted for Nikita for Defensive Player of the Year. I value those 17 interceptions more than the 27 sacks.
Yeah. I'll say that one was tough. I did actually vote for Burns, but I can't knock a pick for Nikita.
Another question. We should answer it as Ikana's going to take it to the house. Oh my god.
Oh man, Super Bowl kick return.
Oh, Ikana. It'll be a shame to lose him back to Toronto.
So here's sort of my answer for what to do, because it's a good question. This is a blowout of a game. It absolutely is.
Yeah.
No argument. So
that's the only reason I've been in.
So as a young wide receiver, how do rookie seasons go?
So they start off slow. I would say if you invest in speed,
the literal and figurative sense.
So yeah. I can give I'll give you some advice as the leader of the meta team right now.
Yes.
Ask your GM to put you in as tight end 1 or 2 until your speed is at least 80, but at that point it's smooth sailing, get your hands up.
That's true. 70 speed is kind of enough for a tight end.
Yeah. He's at 70 right now. You have your draft week and then you have your regular week, so that's 10 more TPE to spend. If I'm not mistaken.
But another thing to note though is even no matter how good you are, no wide receiver on a top level team will get crazy stats. An offense with multiple top level targets is going to spread those targets out.
I mean, but look at Siegel.
We've seen that with Ikana's.
I think Ikana's not a good example. I'd actually say look at Smith and look at Slayton.
Yeah. Both of whom were really close in numbers. And nice. So Jimbo took that to the house, but that was a fantastic block.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That was a good block in there. We're still on pace for 100, by the way.
I know. That kick return really put it back in play.
Oh my god.
So if the game breaks because it hits 100, do I as Simmer just end it, or do I just restart the game?
I think we just say that that's the end of the game.
I think we could honestly have if a team scores 100 in a game, the game just ends rule, and that wouldn't be a problem.
Well, if the sim breaks.
If the sim breaks, if it doesn't break, we're just going to keep going. I don't want to play this game.
Super casual ball mercy rule.
We've passed the point of a mercy rule.
Look, I'm going to explain the AI and their concept of mercy. The answer is none. The
if
AI,
the game goes to
William Thompson with the pick.
Can we call him? Oh, that was really bad.
We've gone into quintuple overtime. We are not stopping at triple.
If we have a rule where after triple overtime, the game is just called a tie, I would be okay with that as a mercy rule for the commentators.
Yeah, but the sim itself doesn't believe in mercy. The Flamingos have been up by points with 15 seconds left and decided to call a run play in the end zone, in the red zone, rather than kneel the ball. But they get a stop. Not that it makes much of a difference.
Overtime is it's been so long that I wouldn't be as mad now. You know what I mean? Like when I had to deal with it in preseason and then like week 1, I was like,
oh my god, what a play by Chapman.
Holy
shit. He had so much time in the pocket too. That was fantastic.
That was a beautiful play.
Yeah, that was gorgeous.
You know, if the Coyotes come back from this, I just gotta laugh.
Oh no!
If the Coyotes come back, I will come back from this. I will, no joke, actually just retire. as GM.
I mean,
Because it will kind of be your fault, because the only way they can come back is a string of interceptions.
I mean, like, I'm an O lineman. How would that be necessarily my fault? Now, if we get sacked into oblivion,
Okay.
fair.
yeah, I'm not the QB. That's Hydra. It would be Hydra's fault.
I do flip your voices sometimes. That's on me.
All crap sound
I've
alike.
never heard that from anyone except you.
And Jordals is going to take it to the house after an amazing
Oh,
block.
again, yeah.
Oh my god. Was that Jimbo making the block for it?
I think
And-
it was.
They are ahead of pace.
Hydra's
Yeah, I
not
said-
even in the call.
I said I'm sorry. And it's not like he said who he was.
I think I did say who I was.
Yeah, we have Phil, we have TLK, we have Colby. There. Now you
Oh,
know
my
who's
bad.
in it.
I may have just missed it.
It's all good.
I knew. Okay, so here's the thing. I knew Hydra was trying to get in the call because I talked earlier about how he was saying his Discord wasn't working, and I was like, "Hey, same thing for me," and I was still able to join the call. And then a new person joined, so it may have just been me associating to unrelated.
Yeah, I mean, I had restarted my Discord to be able to, like, chat a little bit.
All right,
and
it's
be able to
fourth
talk to
quarter. Let's
people.
get some fours in chat to steal from another league.
Oh, Hydra's here. Hydra, talk.
I did it!
Yay!
Phil, great to have you. Shit.
Oh. Jet throws a nice short pass to Mendez for losing a yard. Oh, that's beautiful.
What a overthrow.
Oh wow.
What a beautiful underrun.
So someone asked earlier about Pro Bowl. If you didn't see, TLK did post the ballot, so please fill those out. We'll be totaling it up, and the Pro Bowl will be on Friday.
Yeah, we
Yep.
have to vote for the Pro Bowl.
Jesus, games is slow.
So when you vote for the positional awards, we take the votes from those, and the highest votes go to the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, we figured it's
So
easier.
it's kind of two things in one.
Yo, McBotterson with the catch.
And also, after this game, we're going to be having our survey.
We're getting
So-
everyone involved in this game.
This
Oh,
really is.
Jimbo barely picks up the first down.
Is it me or does Jimbo
And,
look a little slower?
Akana, like, once.
Akana doesn't need to get
he-
past to when Akana returns.
So I
kicks
only
for
remember one
touchdowns.
pass, and it was called back due to penalty.
Yeah, it was
there
the
probably
opening
was
pass.
another
That's
one.
a pick, though, by Marino.
Yeah, who?
To be fair, like
Hey, bud, who you throwing to?
You were thrown to Marino. It's very simple.
I think Jamerical might get indicted on point shaving. With a pass like
every
that.
time the Flamingos come close to 100, he does throw some very questionable interceptions.
Yeah, there's definitely some point shaving going
I
on.
wonder if it's a script in the AI, so it kind of slows down when it gets close to 100.
I mean, you could just argue that if the interceptions happen early, they don't come close to 100, and
I do
you
remember
know,
that.
on the
misspell.
times when they're on pace, it's just they've kind of been due for an interception. Like I don't think the sim makes it happen if the score gets run up. I think it's just one of those you can't throw that many passes and not have interceptions. Like,
All right, so the Flamingos need
20 points.
20 points. So that's 3
So
touchdowns.
three
three
Jumbo
touchdowns, which is
And there's
nothing
two.
for 3 minutes.
Or-
In fact, here's one right here.
So I do remember it's playoff time. The meme that we generally tend to use is when a kicker misses a kick. We like to
It's high
post
wins, dude.
that it is high wins, dude. As
I believe
Colby
it's-
pointed out to me as he nearly missed a kick. Or did you miss the kick there?
I think I made it.
I think you made that kick, but then I made it a meme by posting it every time someone missed.
Oh,
Yes.
the moment I said it, the reaction, like, from you and I want to say someone else in chat too.
Oh,
Like, it immediately caught on.
It was a beautiful moment.
Wow.
Oh no!
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Shotgun wants it.
Oof.
And the Flamingos are getting nerfed really hard, actually.
Oh,
They are
God.
losing some great talent this year.
7 points.
We are keeping most of our core together.
Okay, at this point, any touchdown and it's triple digits. The extra point no longer matters.
It's triple digits, baby.
This actually might happen. I-
2 interceptions incoming.
You know,
So Pryor, as the GM,
Yep.
15-0 or triple digit Super Bowl.
Triple digit Super Bowl every day.
Oh no.
Inactive.
This is so fitting because the last time the Flamingos almost hit
Oh
my
100,
It's Jimbo!
Just so close and yet so
it was a
far.
bunch of interceptions that stopped it from happening. This game, it's a bunch of interceptions helping it happen.
It's
Jimbo.
100.
Jimbo! We
It's-
did it! Yes!
So when people ask me what game I'm going to use to cite to try and bring people in, this is an interesting game. It is a
I
wild
wouldn't use
game.
this, no.
It's going on YouTube. I am never showing this one to anyone.
I'm absolutely showing this game to everyone I can.
Crowley-
You're gonna tell us, let's not talk about this game, and I'll be like, hey everyone, look what's on YouTube.
TOK to PMs me. It was like, glad I don't have to explain a 12-0 in my in the second season in my sim league.
Yeah, but try explaining 142, bitch.
Hey, at least we're almost half their score.
And I just want to point out that this is the highest combined score game that we've had now.
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
Jalen Smith is putting up a hell of a game.
Jalen Smith is putting on a great game, and it is a shame.
Oh, good boy.
The Flamingos have plenty of time to score even two
And-
more times.
And just like every time they've played, Mendez was great until they decided to stop using her.
Oh, and
Yeah.
Kana was so close.
Oh, Hydra, because my wife will ask, could you send me pictures of Brazil?
Absolutely.
Are we?
Oh,
Jimbo, no!
proof that Jimbo can be tackled for loss. I think that's happened twice now, actually.
Yes, it
Yeah, I
has.
believe so.
3rd and inches.
Yo,
That's not bad.
Seagull.
Siegel
knows
needed
what
to
he's
get in
doing.
this.
No, we're doing
Seagull has
awards
been in this a couple
after
times. He's had.
Rizzo, out of there.
Oh, they stopped him.
they stopped him. Slash, to answer your question, we are doing awards after the Pro Bowl.
We need time for.
Oh.
What a
Oh my
punt.
god.
Great punt.
He's
I
had
love it.
2 of these punts like this.
That's
now.
4. 6. Ugh, bad spot.
Last time, though, we got a touchdown to Chapman. Or was it Iro?
Okay, come on.
Oh, I thought they had it. I thought they
Oh.
had the safety.
There was someone there, yeah.
The safety would have been like the cherry on top of this
Oh,
game.
jeez. 53 attempts already.
Come
Well,
on.
and the thing is,
Come
he
on.
has 560 passing yards.
Yeah, it's not like he actually has been throwing poorly minus the
It's just
5
that Jimbo has
interceptions.
560
Pick 6
like rush.
by Nikita.
Yes.
Oh, no. I love
Yeah,
winning.
but we're in the end zone.
Oh, they didn't count it.
Touchdown, Jamirical. Just kidding.
So to answer that question, if the player on a interception or a turnover doesn't actually fall all the way in, it will actually start. If they fall in, it will actually start where they stand up. Axis is kind of fun and weird.
I'd just like everyone to know that this is my first time achieving
Once-
any actual success in a sim league.
Right?
Once it was so bad that the moment the quarterback hiked the ball, it was a touchdown.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh,
that was
that was
preseason, wasn't it?
That might have been the best.
It was actually the Vipers.
Yeah, it was pretty beautiful.
Oh, I thought they had another interception there. The Coyotes are trying so hard.
I have never once achieved this kind of success, and honestly, I'm not sure I'll ever reach these heights again in any sim league.
I mean, ideally, no one reaches the. You know what I mean? Like this
We're gonna have
is kind of bad.
I don't know what you're talking about. This is great.
Good. Yes. Celebration Rizzo.
Oh, Smith, man.
wanna
Smith
get
really
there.
is phenomenal.
They don't want to be.
Smith
more
is
than
great, and
second
Smith deserves better as
Oh
Nikita
my
gets a pick.
And
Oh no!
So
Razzie-
the Flamingos are going to be stopped next season, and let me sort of explain why. First and foremost, the cap is decreasing. Secondly, Divas Jimbo is actually going to be an expansion GM, so he's not going to be on the team anymore. Look, guys, the Coyotes won 49-1. You can't prove me wrong.
No!
and screenshot it.
920 yards
Oh
of
my
offense and
God.
only 1 point.
That's so
It's
fucking
really depressing.
dumb.
So he had-
No.
Bruh.
No, I hate it. I hate everything about it.
Look, it's very simple. If we ignore the top part, you okay?
If we ignore the faded one in the top background, the Coyotes have defeated the Flamingos 49-1.
Which is really surprising considering the 6 turnovers.
Can we just
Yeah.
talk about how the Flamingos managed to get 1 point in a game where you can't get 1 point.
Can we mention that the Flamingos managed to get 1 point when they had 920 total yards?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. It was those
Is
three
that the
turnovers. They
that-
had 99 yards.
You
of
can
offense.
get 1
I have a
point
question.
if
Is
you
that the
block
highest
a field goal.
yardage by a team in a game?
I'm not sure.
That was
Maybe.
almost 1,000
I
yards.
feel
of
like
offense.
yes.
I mean, the
Point.
Flamingos put on a
You-
clinic. You
Scorp
can't
had
even
said
hate
that you can get 1 point. Scorp, explain.
So if you
Score,
block
please,
a
yes.
field goal, isn't that and return it for a?
That's
Yes.
2.
It's 2. Wow.
You get 1 point.
I
in
will
a
look in general
forfeit.
chat after this. Don't worry.
I think in a forfeit.
So 29 yards per carry.
Look in general
Yeah,
chat.
he did pretty well.
He did really well. So he's our MVP. He's our MVP.
And 10
Cool.
touchdowns,
He's our
which
MVP.
is tied for the best or the best, one of the two.
Yeah.
Four.
There was some pretty good involvement from a lot of
9
players in this
touchdowns on the
game.
ground, 1 in the air.
To be fair, one of those should have been a pick 6, but Nikita with 2 interceptions and a sack as a defensive back.
Barnes with 2 interceptions. This game.
This game was start to finish.
So let's talk about player of the game. I think MVP of the Super Casual Bowl is Mendez.
Miracle Robinson.
And my favorite though is always, oh geez, Smith with 4 tackles. That is painful.
Yeah, you feel bad for him.
You really do.
I predict 20 retires tonight, says Crowley in chat.
Nah.
This was.
Fryer, I love you
TLK,
with
I
1
just
tackle.
like to tell you, my good friend, have you had success in other sim leagues before?
I mean,
A
yes,
little bit in NSFL.
A little bit in NSFL, and I did win last year.
Yeah. So this is a first for me, my friend.
I'm proud of you.
This
Congratulations.
means the world to me that I was able to outsmart everyone with my big brain free agency plan
Hey,
and
it worked.
build the best team the league will ever see. Just like how in the PBE Online, I used my big brain trade skills to make the worst team the league will ever see.
I hate you.
I love Vert Burner. What do you mean by what's this league about? So this is a sim league. So every single person you see here, this is an individual person that they've created a player for. That player then has a basically develops their career, and teams are managed by players as well. So it is entirely a player-run simulation football league. I have not yet. I only have 1 monitor, so just going through all the stats. Can we just look at Jalen Smith once more? 222 yards, 16 targets.
And like, were any of them open?
He had 5
No, I don't know. Yeah, but again, were any of them open?
He worked really hard. He wanted to win this game. Thunderfax had -1 yard, an extremely unusual performance for him.
Yeah. Thunderfax was not a...
Not a game
Yeah.
you want to remember.
Let's look. Can we look at the passing off, like the receiving offense for the Flamingos again?
There wasn't really much.
Yeah, Jordals with the three targets,
Wow.
three targets for 101 yards. Wow. It was just really spread out, and that's kind of been the story of the Flamingos all season. You know,
So
Akana was only targeted once, but like you've got Jimbo Siegel, Jordals, Ozark, all with at least 80 yards. And
Oh shit. So the 1-for-1 0 yards, was that because it was a penalty?
yes.
Or was that a different play?
Nope, it's the 1-for-1 because it's a penalty.
Fantastic. All right. So, again, if you haven't voted, please vote for the Pro Bowl rosters.
vote
I will
for
be
Jamaica
streaming that
Robinson
Friday.
as a vote for you.
All right, so I'm going to leave you all with one question just to think about before we head off and call it a night. Are the Flamingos going to repeat next year?
Nope.
Predict it now.
No.
I think we have about as much a chance as any other.
The Flamingos aren't going to have a quarterback next season.
Oh, that's true. Jamaica Robinson has asked for 50 TPE a game, I've heard.
Yeah, best quarterback in the league demands the highest contract. Is there are there issues in Fort Lauderdale? ESPN reports on this next.
Just want to point out one other thing. Fort Lauderdale is undefeated when they have the right text in their end zone.
Jamirical Robinson posts a story, my next chapter.
All right. Thank you all for tuning in. Colby will be hosting
Hold on.
Friday at 7. Yes.
Wait, hold on, real quick before you end it. Go to the picture of Jamirical Robinson so I can make my next chapter meme.
All right.
There we go. Okay,
Cool.
He's even got the same facial. Oh no, wait.
Yeah.
LeBron didn't have the mustache.
Wasn't
No,
LeBron.
it's Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant.
Kevin Durant
Oh,
is
shit.
my next chapter guy. Yeah.
All right.
LeBron
Colby, what
was-
time are you
he's
doing the
taking
Pro
his
Bowl? Let's get a
talents.
plug
Was
for
the
it.
announcements? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pro Bowl's at 7 o'clock Friday?
Yep.
The Pro Bowl teams will just be the Flamingos versus everyone else.
Yeah.
So I think you guys will be surprised. Look at the voting. There's a lot of talent from other teams.
There's a lot
there
of
are a
talent
lot-
everywhere.
I urge you guys to look at the database because there's some teams that, because the team isn't as good, you may not think about the player as much, and then you'll look at what they did and really be blown away. At any rate, it's going to be a great game. I'm looking forward to the Pro Bowl and seeing the awards announced afterward.
Yep. And I will get
A
you that list as
fantastic
well.
season with everybody. I'm hoping to be here for the Pro Bowl as well.
Cool.
Thank you all for being here to see my moment of vindication. We now know that it's Leafer's fault.